When you think of Ross Colton, you traditionally probably think of a third-line role player that's tough and gritty and is willing to do the dirty work to get the win. I don't think that anyone would tell you that he's a first-line goal scorer. However, that is exactly what he's been to start this season. Colton, of course, spent 3 seasons with Tampa Bay and found some success, including probably his biggest moment, the Stanley Cup winning goal in 2021 against Montreal. His most memorable moment for Avs fans would probably be his brawl that he had with now teammate Logan O'Connor in the 2022 Stanley Cup Final. However, after the 2023 season, Chris MacFarland decided that the Avs needed a little bit more grit in their lineup, so he traded Alex Newhook to Montreal to free up some cap space and used the draft pick that he got in return to scoop up Colton from Tampa. Although things got off to a bit of a rough start as they couldn't exactly get a deal done right away, eventually Colton was given a 4-year, $4 million contract with the Avs. As the third-line center last year, Colton did put up a career-high 40 points, beating his previous best by 1. He brought some much-needed physicality and toughness to the lineup. However, I think that people were maybe expecting a bit more from the 27-year-old because of the large contract that he had just signed. He did play very well in the playoffs. However, it was not enough to please fans, as there were even some questions as to whether or not he should have been traded in the offseason to open up some cap space for others. While rumors were floating around, and I don't know if those rumors ever had anything to them, but they were out there, he never was traded, and I think that that was definitely for the best. He started the season in Las Vegas at his expected third-line center role, but once Jonathan Drouin left the lineup due to injury, Nathan MacKinnon and Mikko Rantanen were in need of a new line partner. Jared Bednar tried Nikolai Kovalenko at first, and it didn't exactly go bad, but I don't think that it was necessarily all that he was hoping for. However, Ross Colton did notch a goal at the end of that Columbus game with a 6-on-5. And since that point, Bednar has looked to Colton on the top line, and he has not disappointed. He has now scored in 3 straight games, with 1 goal against the Bruins, 2 against the Ducks, and 2 against the Sharks. I knew that Colton had the ability to score when he came to Colorado, as he put up 22 goals in his second season with Tampa, but I had absolutely no idea that he had this lethal one-timer up his sleeve, as he scored 5 of his 6 goals from this bumper-like spot in front of the crease. His teammates have done a great job setting him up, but Colton has done everything he's needed to, getting open and slamming it home. He has such an accurate shot with a quick release, it's almost impossible for goalies to stop it, as a lot of these shots are going across the net far side. There's no way the goalie can slide over. Because MacKinnon and Rantanen draw so many defenders when they have the puck, it allows Colton to get lost a little bit, and his hockey IQ seems to have him in the right spot every time. He's still able to bring that tenacity, but he isn't as relied on to drive the play, but rather support it, and I think that that just fits his style perfectly. It's awesome that Colton has been so productive on the top line, but now the question is, can you take him off of it, even when we get healthy? Obviously, we've only seen a small sample size, so he could easily drop off a little bit, or a lot, we don't know, and that would completely end this conversation. But if he does continue to produce at a high level, can you really take him off the MacKinnon-Rantanen line? He never played center until he came to Colorado, and he definitely looks more natural at wing. Don't get me wrong, he works really well with O'Connor and Wood on the Roaring 20s line, but this is a level that we've never seen him at. There's a lot of guys who have had a lot of success on the top line in the past, like Nichushkin, Landy, Leckie, and Drew, but if they can play on other lines and produce a little more scoring depth, and all of a sudden you have 3 scoring lines, that just gives you such a huge advantage over most teams that nobody can really compete with. Like I said, it's early and there's no guaranteeing that Colton is going to stay this hot. In fact, he probably won't. He's not going to score 2 goals a game. But if he continues a similar level of play as the season goes on and continues to stay fairly hot, I think you just have to leave him there and reevaluate what you want to do for your third-line center role. But that's a question that's going to be had way down the line. We're not getting anybody back for probably still another 2.5, 3 weeks. So it's not something that we have to worry about right now, but I just think it's an interesting conversation, and I wanted to give Ross a little shout out today for the play that he's been putting up lately, because it's just been unbelievable. And I don't know, I don't think we win the game against Anaheim or San Jose if we don't have him in the lineup. So I just wanted to give him a little shout out and ask the hypothetical question. But with that being said, that's all I have today. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you would do if you were Jared Bednar, and I will catch you in the next one.